Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Sagittarius. If Sagittarius is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. Let's see, what do these tea leaves have to say today? All right, Sagittarius. Our card for today is the Magician, one of my favorites. And I'm not getting it mixed up with the Fool this time. Sometimes I accidentally... This card is a beautiful interpretation of the Magician, definitely. But when I look at it, I think it looks like the Fool. So I have mixed it up. I've been known to mix it up, even in readings. But we are right on point today. And I love that Magician energy. I do. Not only is it creative, innovative, has a kind of wide view of things. There is a lot of love, care, and diligence that goes into the work. And so, always very happy to see that card come up. And here we have a tree. Okay. Always happy to see the tree as well, especially one that is it's just beautifully formed. It seems like the perfect little tree to sit beneath and read a book, paint a picture, take a little nap. When I see this, and now we have something beneath it, and I want to take a closer look real quick. We kind of have a person standing here, but they're kind of in a different direction. So, I think it still applies that this really is the kind of shelter that we get from the tree. Not only well, hello. You're being very vocal, aren't you? TT has blessed us with her presence here. Hi, TT. So not only are we getting the shelter and shade from the tree, there is also the nutrition, the oxygen, the overall love and support of the ecosystem that we are very much a part of. And so when I see this, it feels like there is a perceivable order right now in your life from the bottom to the top, from the micro to the macro. You are able to perceive, to envision, to gain access to parts of your life that sometimes seem a little bit of a mystery to you, or you just really aren't paying attention to. You're in one of these places where you are hyper aware of a lot of things. Everything is kind of, I don't know. I have these moments in my life where I can kind of look at the lay of the land and start to figure out exactly how I need to do things. Right? How I need to schedule things, how am I going to how am I going to juggle all of my tasks, how anticipating the outcomes, all of the different ways something can go, and maybe it's not, as meaningful as it feels like when it is happening, but it is really okay. Please don't. She's wiping her boogers on me. Yeah. If you have never had a Sphinx cat, you maybe don't know. They often have They often get eye crusties. And I think it's because they don't have the hair and stuff. And these cats, we bathe them often, and but she likes to come over and rub her gunk on me. So anyways, now I don't know what has got you into this place. What exactly has come together, but it feels like it is kind of like an invitation into this. In my mind, I keep thinking of the Matrix, okay? Like you're seeing how everything is coded together. You are not only able to witness it, but you are privy to, the tools to edit and manipulate how things are going. You are kind of the architect in this time, and the architect is not unlike the magician. So I really feel like this is a place where you are hard at work creating your vision, deciding how this next time period is going to go for you. What are you going to do with all of this vision that you have, this creativity, this ability? It might feel a little overwhelming at times, but you are just really in that flow place. And again, like the Matrix, kind of, moving, just, like water, right? Just able to go with the flow. What is that? The Tai Chi, I think. That's what it always reminded me of. I don't know exactly what they're doing in the actual movie, some kind of martial arts, but just really getting into that elemental zone of mind, body, spirit. It's not just being able to implement this into your physical life, your everyday mundane tasks. This is something that is vision work, dream work, setting spiritual goals. Okay. I love having you here, but I don't like you licking my face. This is fully, I think we're just like fully in grooming. She's decided we're going to be grooming right now. Okay. Thank you. You're so sweet. Okay, so we have flowers. We have a person who is hiking with a walking stick here and going up an incline. We have heart. We have a heart. Little hearts. And we have the flower in the central point. So, and it's interesting because we have the person with the walking stick here, but we also have another person over here who has some kind of walking stick as well. You stop it. You're tickling my face. Okay, so there's so much love on this path, and this doesn't have to be a romantic love. I always mention this in my readings because I know a lot of us, we don't come here for romantic love stuff. I don't go to readings for romance or whatever, very rarely. I mean, sometimes, of course, I have in my life, but that's not something that always interests me. I don't really see it a lot in what I'm reading also. It could be, though, love comes in so many forms. But really what I see here, because we have that magician energy, it really seems like a love for your, the higher work that you are doing. Okay. There is a love, a devotion. You are honing your skill set. You are creating the resources you need. I think of the magician as truly the world creator. creating the environment, the atmosphere, the story, the mythology, all of the from the bottom to the top. And I always like to use like Tolkien as an example, because a lot of us, we love the Lord of the Rings, we love the Hobbit. This is a universe that is, beloved to many. Or something like Star Wars, Star Trek. These are vast, well-formed many stories, there's all the mythology. There are the different races and species and, wars and all kinds of stuff. Languages, imagery, all of it. Religions, all of it is there. And so when I think of the magician, I think of somebody who is at the level of ability that they are crafting these kinds of worlds for themselves. Maybe they're artists, and maybe they do create their own their own universes of, of artistry and such. But more often than not, in my mind, this is somebody who has they're courageous enough to go into those interior spaces and truly explore them and use the things that they find to construct something meaningful for themselves. Okay. And so, it's not hard for me to think that this is, something that a Sagittarius would spend their time doing. You all are very... Go on. We're not playing now. Come on. Go. Oh, this cat. She gets mad when I won't pay attention to her. She starts biting me. Okay, so, yes, you take care with everything you do. We talk a lot about how you take care of other people, but here's the thing. The amount of attention that you put into caring for others, anticipating others' needs, being healers, mediators, ambassadors, the people that are like first responders, teachers, service workers, government employee type people, whoever, the people that keep the system moving, right? All of the mini systems. There's a lot of the attributes of Sagittarius feed into this kind of service work. Why? I don't exactly know. I don't know. But I know that every Sagittarius I've ever known so devoted to whatever they care for. Now, it might not always be that you are activated in that service area. Sometimes, as we all do, we flow in and out of our exterior work, our interior work, what that looks like, how they merge, how they mix, how they shift and change. And so I can see this is another period of time where you are really facing inwards. And I can imagine this flower, almost some rare beauty, some almost, never seen kind of plant, flora, something that people would journey an entire world to find, right? Go up into the mountains and, uncharted areas. So you are going into yourself with this love, with this devotion, knowing that this is where you belong. This is your home. This is you. This is your kingdom that you have created, that you continue to create. And so I hope that you are taking time to really record some of this, make something of it. There's there's something that when you start to get into these deep dreams and series of spirit really talking to you, communing with you, showing you patterns, and you're feeling very aligned and you're manifesting and your vibration is high, it's easy to kind of, be in the moment, to be immersed in it. And that's good. We're supposed to do that. But as it passes, I am definitely a deep believer in recording. At least, it doesn't have to be in depth, it doesn't have to have any narrative, but at least words, symbols, some reminder, kind of little breadcrumbs. And we can see the little things on the path, okay? Putting those breadcrumbs together for yourself so you have something to bring you back to those meaningful moments, to those things that are like keys, right? They're keys to the doors that you will come to at different points in your life. And if you have these journals, if you have these, I like to make lists and I like to use, what's it called? The legal pads. The yellow for some reason. I really enjoy it. But just making lists, drawing little pictures, little phrases, symbols, numbers. It does not have to be a big narrative or anything. I hope you're not eating that. I don't know what that is. That's potpourri. Come on. You really are on one today, my love. Come with me. All right. You just curl right up. Okay. And so, having these things, having access to them later on could be really kind of just such an invaluable resource for you. And it doesn't have to, it's like any kind of journaling. I mean, this is my problem I used to really face with journaling. I always wanted to write it in this way, this kind of like stereotypical, like, dear journal, and then, write the narrative of whatever had been going on. Well, I found that quite tedious. I don't write in that way. I don't think in that way. And it really stopped me from ever keeping documentation, for periods of time. So I found my own way. I found what works for me. And so, if you don't journal, if you don't kind of keep track of anything, maybe make that a goal for yourself to experiment. And also the fun of that is going out and finding what kind of paper you want to use, what kind of notebook, what kind of diary, what kind of pens, and everything like that. Okay. I love listening to you purr, little miss. Okay, so we have just repeating J. I keep seeing J, 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 J. And we have a goose who is flying. We also have an S. So the goose is in migration, moving from one home to another with the seasons. And it looks like it even has like a younger goose with it. So I almost think maybe a child or somebody younger in the family that you have cared for. A sense of kind of moving to a different place together. It doesn't have to be physical, but almost like moving to a different part of your relationship, maybe. Moving into a place of closeness, of kind of leaving old things behind. Okay, and so we have that right there. And And so we also have, as I look at this, it looks like a person who is looking through binoculars, which is interesting because also we have a person down here who looks like they're looking through some, this one's long, maybe a long telescope. But I can see it is a sense of looking into the beyond, the future, the unknown. And really, I think the instinct to make plans. And here, as I say that, I see a toilet right there. So, a toilet right there. So I almost kind of think like there's this instinct to really look into beyond. You're in a place of really in the now. You're in a very present state, but also the urge to look forward, to really try to figure out exactly, I need to plan for this and this and this, but at the same time, because this is like in the metaphysical zone, it's almost kind of like a joke. Like, Spirit is saying, it's it's silly. You can make all the plans you want. There's no guarantee that anything is going to come together. And I think that's in a very playful way. I don't think it's like anything that's kind of mean or whatever, but I feel like it's kind of like, yeah, make all the plans, spend all your time making plans and then see how that works for you. Which is funny because I spent my whole morning scheduling all these different things for the next few weeks. So all the holiday stuff, trying to figure out what we can cram in where. Okay, so let's see. I want to move over here. Okay, TT, I'm really trying to... Oh, yes. Okay, so we have an anchor. We have an anchor. We have a person who is kind of walking out here. We have, interestingly, it looks like like on the dandelions, the seed pod where you blow it and make a wish. Okay, and then we have, it looks like 2 butterflies. So the anchor, sometimes it's like, okay, you're stuck. You don't know how to get out of a situation. This isn't it for me. I feel like you're very grounded. Okay, you have a good balance. This is something a magician needs because the magician can easily become the madman, right? Because you're living in 1 foot in reality, 1 foot in the other. If you become completely, untied to the ground, you get that foot kind of comes off the ground, you're going to slip right into Alice in Wonderland, right? Into the madness of it all. So, this really, it shows me you are still grounded. You are definitely, safe and secure and thinking clearly. But you're also in this place where, like I said, you're just seeing all kinds of beautiful symbology. You are seeing patterns. You're seeing, having maybe like spiritual downloads. Seeing kind of how everything is put together, okay? And you are making plans how to move through that, what you want to do with it, how to be not only the magician, but the architect, okay? Now, with the butterflies, we have evolution, of course, metamorphosis, growing. And this seems very apparent to me over the last year. I've seen a lot of self-growth. This whole cycle, the ultimate cycle of Sagittarius has been so much about finding not only your confidence, but deciding, like, what do you want to do with yourself? What do you actually want for you? Not you want in relation to other people, what you should do, you know, what you've committed yourself to do, or, you know, what is kind of expected of you. But moving beyond all of that and figuring out at the core, what is your will, you know, and how to access that. And so now I see we're kind of in a stage of really putting that into action, honoring our will, honoring the work that you have done, okay? And there is that metamorphosis. Now, there's also the wishing. And I think looking at this, putting your intention, okay, putting it down into, so that it may come into play, okay? Not putting it down, but speaking it, even just to yourself. You don't have to tell anybody, but uttering it, right? Finding it and uttering it, figuring out what do you wish for, you know, and what are you willing to do to get that. Now here also we have the person who is walking, and this seems like a contemplative state to me. So all of this really, there is a lot of insight that goes into this. You are not a person that just does whatever. You don't just do things for the heck of it. Everything you do, there's thought put into it, okay? And, you know, sometimes you can get into a spiral of thinking, you know, into a loop, right? And so, you know, little doses of contemplation, but then get back into the action of things. Also making sure you're getting the rest you need, rest and sustenance that you need, taking care of all of those aspects of self. All of this is so important. And, you know, it's the great balance and it's always shifting. And that's the thing. It's, you never, you know, you can have, and I think that's the joke kind of with that toilet. You can always think that you know how it's going to work, what you're going to need, what you're going to feel, what you're going to want, what you're not going to want. And then it just surprises you. The universe loves to surprise us. So, you know, don't spend too much time deciding about your future. Okay. Having a good idea of what you want, that's fine. But, you know, really marrying yourself to one singular thing, that's where we kind of, you know, set ourselves up for a lot of heartache. Okay. All right. So we're going to look at the Dreamer's deck, and I'm just going to stop where this feels right. This is from the I Know collection, and it says, I know that nothing bad lasts forever, even when my emotions tell me otherwise. I am never stuck. And you're not. You are not. You know, and this could be partially why, you know, you are. There's those long telescopes, looking as far out into the future as you can, because you're feeling like you're kind of chasing your tail in the now sometimes. But I think that you really do. You have eyes to see. You see where you need to make some changes, where you need to resort things, and get yourself moving in the direction that you want to go. Okay? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and say thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it really helps the channel so much. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. Sagittarius is set to be read for every Tuesday. So, you know, now you know. Tuesday is the day of Sagittarius, at least here. And there will be other bonus readings throughout. So, you know, don't miss those. And let's see what else. If you want to leave a comment, please do. I read them all. I appreciate them all. They mean a lot to me. And I just want to mention we hit 20K subscribers yesterday. And so I thank you. I thank each and every one of you. We appreciate you so much. And we love you. I love you. TT loves you. And we will talk in just a few days. Thank you, thank you, thank you.